You are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
And to gain further support, join my channel membership. Hey everybody, it's Marlene of Marlene Motivates. How's everybody doing? Welcome to your dose of positivity. I am your channel for all things positive, inspirational, life lessons, mindset shifting, all of that. So today we're going to be on our Relationship Friday topic, and before we get into that topic, I'm going to ask all of you who are watching now live or in the replay, if you could please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And share this out to any that you can share out. So, yeah, all of that. So, yeah, welcome to Relationship Friday, everybody. Hit the like, share this out, share your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below, replay, and in the live chat. Yes, like and share. Hey, puzzle pieces, how are you doing? Welcome in. Got a member in the house. Got a member. Hey, Nate, another member. Welcome in. Blessings to you too. Happy Friday. Oh my goodness, Carter's Eat. How are you doing? How you doing, Lisa? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. So, everybody, we're going to start off this topic because we're going to be spilling some tea today, right? let's spill some tea, everybody. Let's go to this brand thing and let me put this up. Okay, now we all know the reason why we can break up with certain individuals, when you're dating, but also I would also add this to those you're married to, and the marriage just doesn't work out and you break up. So, what are some of the reasons why we choose to break up? I looked online and I found the top 8 reasons why people break up. But in between that, I'm going to be sharing some breakup stories. So, yeah, all of those things. So, yeah, yes. Thank you also for so much for being here. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. We made it, motivators. We made it to Friday. Yeah, we did that. So, hey, East, what's going on? What is up? Be safe in your driving. All right. So, everybody, let me start off by saying, this is my opinions. I'm not telling anybody what to do, what to think, to break up with anybody. I'm just sharing some things that for me, I feel like it's very high on the list for reasons to break up with somebody. Okay. So let me first start off with one of the dating stories. Okay. So I read this online and it says that of course, I'm going to change the names because it's somebody that I know. But for example, say the guy's name is Carl and the lady's name is Evan. Okay. Not Evan, I should say Ivana. Okay. Let's say Ivana and Jack. Let's call it that, Ivana and Jack. So they have been dating for almost 4 months. 4 months they have been together, and it started to get serious and they wanted to move in together. But the the problem that Ivana was having with the guy was that she never went over to meet her, the boyfriend's parents and family. Come to find out that it wasn't that he was living with the parents like he had claimed he was. What he actually was, he was already married. So that's something that she didn't know. She was dating a married person. And that's the reason why they couldn't move in together, why the relationship wouldn't progress. Um, that's one of those things, like, why do people do that to other people? Why not just be honest from the beginning? If that's what you're looking for, then there are people out there that are interested in those type of relationships. So of course they winded up breaking up, but of course, according to him, they were already on the edge of breaking up, him and his wife and all of those things. So yeah. So she found out that the guy that she had been dating for 4 months actually already was married, and that's why they couldn't get married and move in together. So it was one of those things that you never know. But was there some red flags in there? Possibly. So let me start off by the first reason for me, Marlene. Number one, why I think, breaking up with somebody, it's lying. And let's just be honest. Every single person tells lies. Everybody tells lies. But I'm talking about when a person that every single thing that they tell you is untrue. I went through that within the dating aspect, and everything that they said to me, I found out later on was everything. So I forget what that's called. Not a serial liar. It's a certain word that they use for that, but I was dating that person that they could never tell the truth about anything. And that was my reason. Like, he was a good person, a nice guy, but when it came to him, like being a person that I could rely on, I couldn't rely on him. I couldn't believe him. And you can't be in a relationship with somebody when the relationship is based on lies. Yes, that's the word. That's the word. Puzzle pieces. Pathological liar. Yeah. Realist. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Happy Friday. Got my mods in the house. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope your Friday has been awesome. Yep, yep. So that's my number one. You guys let me know in the comment section. What is your number one reason to break up with somebody? For me, it's a person who lies all the time, pathological liar. That's the number one, because if you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't know, like, how do I know if you can't tell me the truth? Even sometimes we have to tell somebody in a relationship something that will make them feel uncomfortable. They may not like it. Maybe it's something that they personally need to work on. Yeah, while it's uncomfortable, I'd rather be, uncomfortable than someone to play games with my head. Or I know that I can't deal with them anymore. Hey, Boss Life Online, how are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Friday. Yep, cheating for me will do it. Oh, okay. Yeah. And glad you said that, because next, see, that's the number, I think that's number three. So I'm gonna get to that one next. But the next number two reason why people do break up is money issues. And I mean for dating, and I mean in marriage. It's a very sticky area. Like, you have to walk on eggshells, but because some people believe in combining money together in joint accounts. Some people don't. Some people want everything separate. Some people want everything together. I have my take on it. I'm not going to share it here, but I'm very, yeah, like, for many reasons, I feel strongly about the way I choose to deal with money in a relationship. Because when you have got hurt like that, when you've got that sort of hurt and pain when it comes to money issues, those who waste the money, like they get money and they just blow all the money out, or they don't pay bills on time. They're always in some credit default with creditors. There's always some issue. They don't have good money management skills. That could be a big issue. For me, this is number two on the list, is after lying is money issues. If you don't know how to handle money in the relationship, between the two of us, and also it's the dishonesty too with dealing with money. Don't be like, I spent this amount of money, and then you find out it's way more, or it's whatever. I don't care about that. I rather them just say, like, I bought a gaming system, I bought this, I bought some shoes. But don't be like, I didn't spend money, and then you find out that they didn't. So I feel like money is a big issue in the relationship, because one can either spend a lot and the other one will be a person to save a lot. So it's not balanced. Yes, that person could make more money, but if they're winding up taking more out of the account than they're putting in, that's an issue. That's an issue. Um, that's an issue for many people. Let's see what we got going on, popping off in the chat. Yes, welcome everyone. Yes, good to see Lisa. It sure is, Boss Life Online. So let me get to, here you go, Miss Puzzle Pieces, Miss Nexie. That's number three on my list. Why did you break up? Cheating. And there's lots of forms of cheating. It's not just the sexual content, like stepping outside of the relationship. There is the cheating in many ways. There's the emotional cheating. There's the sexual cheating. There's, there's a lot of forms that where someone is, you can't trust them. Ultimately losing that trust in the relationship because of the cheating. A person who's always like, they can never keep their eyes in their head. Everybody that passes by, they have to be checking them out. They have to be flirtatious all the time with somebody else. It's just that, to me, that's like a no. Like, I'm not saying everybody's not a human being. There's always going to be somebody that you see. You're not a robot. you're still going to be attracted to somebody else, or recognize when somebody is good looking. But I feel like it's disrespectful to do the flirting in front of somebody that you're with. That's mad rude. It's very rude. I don't like it. Peace out, Eastad. Thank you for being here. Yes, puzzle pieces, hit the like if you have not already. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's a big deal for me, because when somebody cheats on you, whether it's sexually cheating, stepping outside of the relationship, or it's emotional cheating, like sharing personal things, like being in this emotional attachment with somebody else, that can be a big issue. A reason, it's a good reason that, because if you can't trust somebody, if you have to always be wondering, are they cheating on me, are they cheating on me, because my personal view, not anybody else in the chat, but I feel when somebody cheats on you once, they will cheat on you again and again and again. It's just a matter of time. Cheat once and you will cheat again. That's just downright disrespectful to flirt when you are with someone else. Yeah. And it's happened to me. Like, you're with somebody and they're like checking out somebody, what they have on, or even saying it in front of you, like, "Oh, look at them. Look at the buns on that person, or look at their chest." I almost said the B word. Look at their chest. Look at their back area. No, you don't do that. I don't like those type of things. It's the same thing, like, and it goes both ways. It's not just I'm speaking about men doing it. I'm also speaking, women can do it too, being very disrespectful in front of the person that they're with. Just, you don't do that. There's certain things that you don't do, and then you don't understand why the person will have an attitude or treat you some type of way. If you want to be in a relationship with somebody, like, act like it. A lot of people that are in relationships, they don't know how to respect themselves. So they definitely don't know how to respect you. And that's something that I 100% will not tolerate, someone being disrespectful to me, whether in my face or even, another disrespectful thing is when you're together and they're always on their phone, calling somebody else, like, you never get their personal time. No, it's a no for me. You got to go. Um, Here we go. Got Miss Tracy in the house. How are you doing, Miss Tracy? Happy Friday. I really appreciate you being here. Gio says that is a big no, and you just got yourself blocked with no explanation. Yeah, I like the, always like checking out the other person. Or here is another big one. Why did you break up? You're always talking about your ex. Oh, I wonder what they're doing. Oh, my ex used to do this and my ex used to do that. Or they're always comparing you to their ex. Obviously, you're not over them. Obviously, you still love them, or you would not have, still talking about them. That, for me, that's a easy reason to break up, because I don't want to hear about your ex. What do you guys think in the comment section? Let me know. I don't like when people talk about their ex all the time. It's so disrespectful. Realist is saying exactly. Disrespect is not going to be tolerated. Like, whatever it is, somebody who always has some anger issues, like, always want to raise their voice or put you down, saying, private things in front of other people. I don't like those type of things. Like, um these days, now, not before, but these days, I'm a lot more calmer. But when somebody does something like that, embarrass me in front of somebody else, or make fun of me in front of their family, their friends, their workmates, other people, it's no. It's certain things that you don't do. Yes, blocked. Puzzle me. Blocked, blocked, and blocked. Some more blocked. Hmm. Put some respect on it. Yes, Nate, put some respect on it. And I think that people don't know how to be respectful. They don't know. People don't know anything about respect. And let me just say that now that we're talking about respect and everything, respect the person that you're with by the way you dress. And I'm speaking about ladies and gentlemen. It goes on both sides. Respect the person that you're with, by the way you dress. Don't disrespect the person that you're with by dressing in a way like showing everything, or by like not even taking care of yourself, like lack of personal care. Like, I found that a lot of times people, when they start to date somebody, they get comfortable in the relationship and feel like they don't have to take care of, like for guys, like they stop shaving, they let their weight go, they, just don't take care of themselves. And same thing for ladies, same thing with the weight, they let the weight go. They don't take care of their hair, they don't dress nice anymore, they don't do, they don't try to make themselves look attractive to the person that they're with. And mm-mm. I have eyes too. I have eyes too. So, yeah. If I ask the question and the answer involves the ex, well, I can deal with that. But all the time they bring up the ex blocked with no explanation. I feel I don't owe them one. Go talk to your ex. I understand, Gio. I understand that. It's just one of those things like, if you're not over your ex, then why are you with me? Like, I'll free you, free yourself, and go back to whoever you are with, you know? Yeah. Yep. Gotta love and respect yourself before you can love someone. Yeah. And that's the whole thing. I feel like sometimes people get into relationships and they first don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they deserve. They don't know how to talk to another person. Like, I've seen a lot of things like people who talk to their person that they're dating or married to like they're one of their children. So, like talking down to them like they're a little 2-year old. Go and do that. Snapping at them or making demands or orders. I don't. That's a big reason to break up for me. Nope. Yeah, and we were just talking about it. Disrespectful on all accords, on all accounts. Disrespect by any means will not be tolerated. Nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing disrespect, and disrespect can be, no, look, like I said, checking out other people in front of the person you're with, talking down about the person that you're with, sharing personal and private issues that you have in the relationship with other people instead of trying to work it out with the person that you with. To me, that's mad disrespectful. Don't talk about our personal relationship issues with somebody else. Like, no, I'm done with you. There's no coming back from that one. There's no coming back from that. And just disrespectful in general. Call like one thing that is like you will get blocked really quick, so fast your head will spin. I don't like profanity. If somebody cusses me out, you can't come back from that. Mm-mm. You ain't coming back over here. No, nope, nope, nope. You ain't coming back. You ain't coming back over here. You're gonna cuss me out. Talk to me like a kid. I'll definitely laugh at you. Yeah, I don't like that talking down to you or talking to you like you're nothing or nobody. Or here's another issue which I think is in the controlling thing, disrespectful thing as well. But making orders, not asking you what you want to do, like telling you what to do. You got to go. You got to go. Hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for being here. Good afternoon to you. Act accordingly. Want respect, give respect. It's simple. Yeah. It sounds simple, realist, but a lot of people don't know about respect because they don't respect themselves. You got to possess it first before you can give it to somebody. And that's why I say all the time, before you get into a romantic relationship, some people need to pause for a minute so that they can heal from their exes or their traumatic childhood or whatever they're dealing with and going through. Because if you got issues, you don't have no reason being in no relationship with nobody. You need to take a break and get to know yourself. Don't be disrespectful to other people. Get to know yourself and love yourself. Okay, here's another one. Why did we break up? Here's one that I found. I can't be in a relationship with somebody and there's no emotional connection. Like I can't. Like they never can talk about their how they feel. Like there's no emotional connection with them. Like they can't ever say how they feel. Like I care about you, I miss you, you matter to me, you're special. You should have that in a relationship, and it's not something like being overly demanding, but not having that spiritual connection. If you can't have that sort of connection with somebody to for somebody to say I love you, I care about you, you matter to me, where are you supposed to find that if you're supposed to be in this good and secure relationship? If you don't know how to be mature enough to express yourself, how you feel about a person, mm-mm, it's not going to work. I can't do the a person who is not emotionally connected, a person who doesn't is not in tune with their emotions and cannot express them. I can't do it because I'm definitely in tune with my emotions. So that's a big reason to break up. A person could have everything on the list, but if a person can't express how they feel, and it goes on both sides. I need to express how I feel, but I also need to hear it from what he's going through as well. You know, I think in the relationships, people get it wrong into thinking that sometimes it's just women who want to talk about their emotions and the things that they're going through, but men as well, you know, speak up and say how you feel and say how you feel, not when you're upset, not when you're angry. That's not a person being emotional. It's having that connection that you can sit down and talk and say what you're going through. I'm having a bad day, I'm having a good day, this is what I'm dealing with, this is how my mental health is. If you can't be connected on that level, the relationship can't work because life has too much ups and downs for you not to have somebody that you can be stable with and balanced. That when you're going through things, they will support you, and when they're going through things, you'll support them, and when they are going through things, you support them. It has to go back and forth, and I get it that sometimes the men are clowned for having that sort of being on that level emotionally to be able to communicate their wants and their needs and how they're doing. But if you're with somebody and they clown you for your emotional maturity, you're with the wrong person. See what I missed? See what I missed? Communication and balance. Yeah, it is the key. You have to communicate. You have to communicate. And I know that it's hard to communicate because of where everybody is in different phases and levels of their how they communicate, what they communicate, how they feel comfortable, all of that stuff. But it's important for you to grow together. It should feel safe. You should feel safe to if that person wants to cry, if a person wants to be upset, if a person whatever, as long as it's not something disrespectful, it shouldn't be like they're emotional and they're breaking the door or they're screaming or yelling. That's not being an emotional connection. That's a person who doesn't know how to control their emotions. It's far different for a person to sit down and say, I need some support right now. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm going through. And you both be a safe place for the other to fall. If you don't have that in your relationship, I promise myself I could never, ever do that again. Not be in a space to where I feel like if I want to cry all day long, you shouldn't have somebody telling you don't cry. If I can't cry with you, who am I supposed to cry with? If you're supposed to be my safe person, my person that I feel comfortable with the most, it just won't work. Yes, Nate the Great. You have to talk to each other and be there for each other. You do. And it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Hey, Rudy, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah. So that's a big deal. So I put the link in the comment section already. Let me put it one more time for anybody who wants to hit the link and talk about this topic. So let me trust issues. This is a big one. It could be a big major reason why people will break up in, break up with somebody, whether it be dating or marriage. Trust issues. If you have to always wonder, like if you they say one thing but do another, I'm gonna go here, but then you find out they were there, and it's not to control what they're doing and all of those things. No, it just means I just want to know, just in case if something happens, I just want to know that you're okay. That's all. You have to be able to trust that person. And if you can't trust somebody, you can't be with them. And it goes to a whole bunch of things. Trust is based on so many things. How they spend money, how do they talk to you, how do they treat themselves, how do they treat other people. Yeah, it's all of those things. So yeah, I can't deal with any of those things. So this is another one, guys. Let's see. Disrespect. Yeah, I did disrespect. So we got one more. Mental issues, guys. This is a big deal. Why do people break up in a relationship? Those who have mental issues, right? Mental issues. There's a lot of people that have no business dating each other because they're not right in the head. Some people just aren't right in the head and they definitely need to just be by themselves. But that's how it goes sometimes, right? Oh, I see my co host, Miss Nexie.
Hello, Marlene. Go
Hey,
on. Go on with your little another one.
Nexie. Okay. Yeah, you know that there are some people and they definitely have mental issues, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And that could be the reason why, like, when you see certain things, because I know that I've been through that before. I've seen certain things when you're dating somebody and you kind of like, you know, you kind of wonder, you're not really sure about it, but it exists. And you shouldn't, if you can't handle something while you're dating, getting married to somebody or complicating it with a child is not going to make it better. Let's see. And I have one more point. Point number 7. Why did you break up with somebody? Here's another one. You could just outgrow the relationship. There's sometimes that we outgrow people. We outgrow people, and it's just a matter of you're not going in the same direction. You just don't agree with certain things. You're not ready. They're going to the left, and you're going to the right. It's all of those things. So I think that's a very important thing. So that's all the points that I had. Let's hear from Miss Nexie.
Hello, Marlene. Hi, chat.
Hey.
We have a nice bunch of people in our chat bringing up some good points. How are you,
Yeah,
Marlene?
I'm doing awesome.
Good topic.
Yeah.
Good topic. For me, I said it in the chat. There's, of course, a lot of reasons why people break up, but for me, I think the ultimate, betrayal, the one thing I know for a fact I cannot come back from is cheating. And it's, I don't know if it's, maybe it's me, maybe it's my problem, I don't know why, but I cannot see myself moving forward with someone that has cheated on me in some way, because for me that tells me, okay, this is my opinion, nobody else's, not even Marlene's, just mine. That tells me that that person doesn't love me anymore, or is not in love
Mhm.
with me anymore. um I know that men and women think differently when it comes to this, subject. A lot of men, I've heard um, other male counterparts say that, cheating is just for them, the carnal, right? It has nothing to do with feelings, and it may be for them no big deal. They say they love their wife. It was just something that happened, but it didn't involve feelings. I've heard that before. But for me, as a female that is all into her feelings, for me,
Mhm.
that hits me on that area, on my feelings. So I feel that if you do that to me, it's because you don't love me anymore. You have no respect for me anymore. You have no loyalty for me anymore. You know what I mean? So if all those three things are in place for me and you cheat on me, that means the relationship is over, no matter how much I love you. I
Okay.
don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong, but that's just for me. That's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, but it makes so much sense, and I'm glad that you brought up that it's different for women and it's different for men, because I've heard that many a times that it was just something, it happened and whatever, it happened and there was no emotional attachment, but that's not the way things work with women.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the emotions. When you do things like that, it does involve the emotions, and it shows that you can't trust that person. And when that trust is gone, when somebody is that disrespectful, to step out, then they can keep on. To me, my opinion, they can keep on stepping.
Keep. I was about to say that. Keep on stepping away from me. Step, step, step away, and block. Yeah, it's the ultimate for me. Is intimacy is very important in a relationship. It's what brings two people closer together, right? When they have that intimate relationship, right?
Mhm.
And like you said before, when people are talking about your business with somebody else, you don't like that. It's done. You're done with.
Yeah, I'm
That's it.
done. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Because you're very intimate with your partner. Having your business out there, or disrespected by them cheating, is something that is very close to our heart. I cannot get over it, because I'm not going to be able to trust that person. I will not be able to see you the same way. And I know myself. I know that I'm going to stop loving you. So why drag this?
Yeah.
Might as well just nip it in the butt. That's it.
Yeah.
Nip it, nip, nip, nip. And it's done with. It's painful. Is it's a lot of struggles that you go through. It's, like I said, a lot of pain, a lot of tears, but it's better for you to cry them then, you know,
Mhm.
and get it over with, and hopefully maybe remain just as acquaintances, than it is to drag it on and turn it into hate.
Exactly. And my whole thing is when someone does something to me, whether dating, in marriage, to me it goes one and the same. When someone crosses those lines and does one of these things that I talked about today, there's no amount of apologies, there's no amount of therapy that can ever bring back when someone breaks that trust, or someone's disrespectful, cheats on you, handles money in a shady way. There's certain things, like, for that's me personally. I'm not saying to all you. I gave my top 8 reasons why I can't go back after
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that we feel that we're better, or that, than anybody else. That's not the point. It's that you know yourself. You know
Mhm.
that even though it's going to hurt, you know that that relationship is dead. It's not going to work anymore. So you have to, for the respect you have for your partner, still you have to let it go. You have to end it for the sake of, both of your mental health.
Right.
It
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, go ahead, Marlene. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, and for me, for the sake of maintaining a friendship, because how I am, I'm just speaking from Marlene, how I am, if I don't break up with somebody, when I find out something, because if I get to the level of I hate you, it's going to escalate to violence. I know myself.
Yeah.
And before I allow myself to go there and go backwards, I've worked on myself too much to get to that point where I'm going to let you take me backwards and start getting aggressive and talking sort of way that I don't like to talk. I don't like to allow myself to go there. And I also will never let anybody disrespect me. So
Yeah.
that's my reasons. Yeah.
And the minute you allowed, and that's very important, Marlene. And this is the one thing that people need to understand. We're not saying this because we've always been like this. We're saying bringing all these topics, to the front, because we have worked on ourselves and we know ourselves better. And sometimes, in order to save somebody else, pain and sorrow, we bring him up, to the front line. We have been always been. I can speak for myself. I don't know about Marlene, but I wasn't always this in tune with my likes, dislikes, and my ability to voice my likes and dislikes. It takes a lot of work, like Marlene says, to get to this point. So now that I know how to voice, that I found my voice, and I know what I like and don't like, I have the ability to say them when I need to say it, and end it when I need to end it. In a way that it's not going to allow me to go into the pokey. I can't shower in groups. I'm sorry. So we're saying all these things because we've been there, we've done that, we've done the crazy person, and we've done the okay, now I worked on myself, so there's a more mature me that can handle certain things. And I'm gonna go on mute, Marlene, because I have a seal.
Yes, you're all good. It's one of those things that honestly, I'm not saying this because to try to appear like Marlene is better, or or any of that, but when you work on yourself and you have been introduced to self-respect, self-worth, confidence, when you those become a part of you, you can't let other people, somebody that you're dating or someone you're married to, disrespect you on that high of a level.
Hmm.
Someone who's being controlling, demanding, disrespectful, there you can't allow yourself to go backwards, even if a person could be going through something, and all the apologies in the world can never make it right.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, it can
Exactly,
never make it
Marlene.
right.
And again, it's not because you want to tell people how to work, how to handle their relationships or anything like that. We're just giving you examples of what we like and dislike. For me, Marlene, when people start yelling at me, being belligerent, disrespectful, and um I had to use this in my marriages because I didn't grow up like that. So I don't respond to things like that. So I had to pretty much, let my husband know, or in my relationship know that that's not going to work with me. And when this person will try to raise his voice and, go off on their little rants, I would just look. And when there was an opportunity, I would say, "Are you done?" and walk away. And this person would look at me like, "What just happened?" And so I had to explain to him that I wasn't raised like this. I wasn't raised with someone disrespecting me or yelling at me like that, because not even my father, when I was a child, would do that to me. So I don't respond to stupid. And I'm sorry, I had to say it. And so, this person learned that nothing was gonna go through to me if this person will continue to use this particular tone with me. Bring it down a notch in a way that I can talk to you and I can relate, because the minute you start raising your voice, my ears shut down. I'm not there, I'm not listening, I'm not. Whatever you're saying, it doesn't matter to me. Talk to
Mhm.
me when you're calm. Talk to me when you have come down from whatever it is that you're at. And sometimes you throw people off because what they want, people like that want, is for you to interact with them in the same level.
Yep.
But you
Yep.
can teach people that that's not who you are or how you are.
Yep.
you know so when dealing with, even friendships sometimes can be a little bit toxic like that. Very good friendships, and you have to either let people go because of it, or train them, not train them, but teach them that there's other ways to communicate. That being belligerent, yelling, disrespectful, it's not going to get you anywhere. At least with me, you won't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and to me, when a person starts yelling at me, like I'm different. Marlene acts different, but when I see somebody upset, and especially if I can see a vein in your neck or your forehead, I start smiling because I'm like, "Ooh, you look mad."
I didn't say I wasn't smirking. I just said I asked if this person was done and walked away. I didn't say what I was doing, what my face was doing, Marlene.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, I don't like it, but I've learned to how to control things. Like when people get upset, I have trained myself now to make my blood pressure go down.
To
Hmm.
diffuse.
To diffuse so that I can have a cool head, because anytime you stop having a cool head, you don't make good decisions.
Exactly. And the thing is, um, in relationships, and this is what I tell a lot of people, is that when your partner talks to you a certain way, and if you have no children, that's fine. But remember, you're going to have children in the future with this person. Whether
Hmm.
it's your wife, your partner, a girl or a guy, it doesn't matter. A
Hmm.
female or a male, it doesn't matter who it is that is having this behavior. One day you will have children, and this person is going to talk to them the same way he or she's
Hmm.
talking to you. So, do you want this scarring to continue on moving to the next generation, or do you want to change it? People go under the assumption into relationships, that when they're dating and this person treats them like this certain way, that they're going to change when they go into their marriage. No, it doesn't. Yes, it changed, but into a worse form of
Hmm.
individual. It doesn't get better, because now you're living together. There's two little heads trying to cohabitate in one
Yeah.
head. It's a weird phenomenon, but it doesn't change people. If this person is this way now, it's gonna escalate as you start moving into the next phase of your life. So I always try, if I have a friend that is going through something like this, I always try to encourage them. At my friend, I'm not saying this for anyone here on your podcast, Marlene. Not, no, I'm not telling people to do this, but I encourage my friends to seek counseling.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's your boyfriend, he's your girlfriend, whatever it is. If it's committed, if it's serious, go to counseling. Try to work on you guys before you take the next step, because
Hmm.
I wished I would have had someone to tell me that. Go to
Hmm.
counseling, get the help you need now, so that the marriage, I was married for a long time. I'm not saying it was bad, but, so the marriage can be better.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or
I
the moving in together can be better. I'm sorry, Marlene, go on.
oh yeah, I was giving you your I was just agreeing with you. And I wanted to highlight this comment from Realist One. He said, right, even if I did forgive a person for crossing that line, I would never be able to forget it. So what's the purpose?
There you go,
Yeah.
realist. Always on spot.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's how I am too. I know myself. You know, I'm gonna forgive you, yeah, because it's for me the forgiveness that I'm giving you, not for you. But I'm not gonna forget what you did, and it's not gonna go away ever. I have that type of mind. It's not gonna go away.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if it's not gonna work out, then why prolong the inevitable?
Yeah. Yeah. I,
Cut,
for
cut.
me, for me, next day, I feel like I'm torturing them and myself because it's like, why hold on to me when you need to be careful because I will do something to you in the future. It's better for your health. It's
Mm-mm.
better for your health. I'm telling you, I know myself. I can say all day long, I forgive you, but I know myself. I
I just
cannot
saw that
forgive you.
cutlass. I just saw that cutlass behind you, like forming a little heart.
I will do something. It's just in my bloodline. I can't help it. I'm sorry, y'all. I can say I forgive people all day long, but I will never stop being Jamaican. I'm I'm what I am. That's just how I roll. And I just you have to know yourself.
Hmm.
And I know before I take it there and I do something that I will regret or it's going to cause me to be incarcerated or lose my respect for myself or my family. I have to leave you alone.
Oh, did you read what Gio said?
Yeah, I'm going to read that one. Real says I dang near hyperventilate when I get to a certain point. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like they get you so upset, like, whew, like that in the cartoons where the smoke comes out
Yeah.
your ears. Yes, that's how I feel sometimes. It's like you're so frustrating. Let's highlight this comment from Boss Life Online. I am so glad for therapy. Today I can think it all the way through before I act. Who will this hurt? What will I lose? How will I feel if I lose this person? Hmm. I think now everybody's not like Marlene. I'm just saying this is just me, but I can't lie and say I haven't thought about stepping out with somebody else. You think, oh, look how good looking they are, but when you think about the relationship that you're in, especially, it's like think about all the things that you have, all the things that you will lose, the disrespect, the guilty conscience. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You can't do that. Also, you said something earlier about pathological liars.
Mhm.
Um, you know, I've had in my life someone that is like that, right?
Mm.
And like, but you know, this person I love is a friend. I we've been friends for a very long time, and it lies constantly about the littlest of things, right? Nothing that will
Mhm.
hurt me, but I'm like, why are you lying? Because I know you. Like, why are you lying? But the thing is, Marlene, that a lot of times is, you know, so I started going to school and I started learning. Um,
Mhm.
Pathological liars, they begin very early in age. It can start in adolescence, and it comes from the environment they live in. It comes from, and this is why I say it's important for us parents to be the best that we can do with our children, because pathological liars, um it comes from like the need of them to continue to be safe, to continue to be okay, and also because the family is what it does all the time. Lie, 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 lie. So
Yep.
they learn this behavior for
Mhm.
self-preservation, and they also learn it from the behavior of the family. Sorry about that, Marlene. My seal
Oh,
is
you're
really
okay.
active. uh, my seal is really active today. But you know, they learn it from there. So it's something that develops, like I said, for self-preservation. But at the same time, you know, I a lot of people ask this question, and which is why I brought it up I know you said it in the beginning, but I wanted to bring it up. People want to know a lot of times, and I have been asked this question: can a pathological liar change? And the answer is no, you can't. Even if they go, through therapy and stuff like that, they still have that in them, and they continue on. Like I said, even if it's the smallest of lies, they continue to have that behavior. So it is hard for them to, to actually um, be truthful or be themselves. It's a really weird phenomenon. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I'm just, saying what I know. But pathological liars, and sometimes is dangerous to be with someone like that. Hi, Sirius. Oh, Marlene, I don't know if I lost you. This internet of mine is acting up, so I don't know if you're there or not.
Sorry about that, guys. Having some Wi-Fi issues. I don't know if it was mine. I don't know if it was Nexie's. I'm not really sure. Hi, Sirius. How you doing? Welcome in. Sorry about that, Nexie. Hit that link again. I find for myself that that breakup thing is a real thing.
I think it was yours, Marlene. I'm sorry to say it. I had to get out to come back in to see if
No,
if
no, I knew it was mine, but I couldn't respond. I was going, it is me, it is me.
I'm so sorry, but yeah, as I was saying, a lot of times, being with someone that is a pathological liar can be dangerous for you because their lies can have repercussions on your person. So you have to be very careful, especially if you're dealing with someone that is constantly doing this at work, or with others around you that are not trustworthy. Everything can come back to you, so you have to be careful, and they do not change. Now let me go into the chat and see what's going on there. Hello, Tracy. Let me see. And Gio, I wanted to say this before, but I guess I didn't have the time to say this, but I am also very glad, that I was able to go to therapy, because it has allowed me to find my voice. I had a hard time. I still do, but not as much as before. But I did have a hard time voicing my wants and my needs, or asking for help, asking for a break. So I am happy for that as well, because again, it has allowed me to be the person I am today, who I was always meant to be, but wasn't able before therapy. So I am actually very happy for that as well. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, I am. I'm happy for that too. Therapy is a wonderful thing, and I will always advocate for it. And I know Nexie will, and also Geo, and there's many others who advocate it, and some people won't. But I always say that when you don't have a good experience in therapy, sometimes I'll be honest with myself. The first time when I went to therapy and it didn't work is number one, I didn't have the right therapist. And number two, I wasn't in that season to where I was open and humble enough to receive
Hmm.
what I was told.
You didn't give it a chance.
Yeah.
in other words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes the right therapist for you, to have the right effect, and the for you to take the therapy as it's meant to be. It's for you. It's not for anybody else in your family, or friends, or the therapist. It's for you. So a lot of times people go into it, trying to lie to the therapist, or trying to protect their core, not allowing things to come up and be resolved. And that's why a lot of times therapy doesn't work, and a lot of people blame the therapists, or continue to say that therapy doesn't work. It works if you're open to do the work that comes along with it, because it's a lot of work, and a lot of tears, and a lot of heartache. But after that, you feel brand new.
Hmm. And I have to also say with that too, Nexie, a lot of times the reason why the therapy is so helpful for us is because it releases some of that all that that you're carrying on your back, in your
Mhm.
head, the heartbreak, the trauma, the disrespect. We carry all those things around, and until you get the right tools to help you with it, that's the reason why I'm just speaking for myself, why you have the vices. Like, that's why people get into the drinking, the drugs, the eh, all unhealthy healthy habits and addictions, because of they're finding something to cover over that pain.
Because of the unresolved issues, and also because it's a lot of people get into this, toxic relationships, because they're carrying all of that, and the only people you're gonna be able to bond with and be with is someone like you, someone broken like you.
Right. Yep. But then when you work on yourself, then you'll be okay. And I'm so glad that no, I'm not glad that things happen to me, but I'm glad that I allowed myself to give therapy a second chance, because the first time I didn't. The second time I went back and I said, I just, like, put your ears back, how like the dog puts their ears back, but like, okay, I'll be good. I'll listen this time. And I gave it a good try. And I'm glad that I did, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't have grown up. I wouldn't be a good friend. I wouldn't be a good example to other people. And I wouldn't be able to be here speaking and telling people that there is life after pain, trauma, difficulty, everything. I'm an example of that.
Exactly. And for me is that I remember, how many times I will have these friendships, um, that needed fixing. I would always be attractive to that friend that was broken, that I probably projected, right, myself on them, and I looked at certain things that were just like me. So I will always be drawn to people like that. And I would have these friendships that really didn't last it, but I was always trying to fix somebody else, help somebody else. um, and I didn't know that I was projecting all of my brokenness in these people, and that's what happens a lot of time. I cannot talk about dating relationships like that because I haven't had that experience myself, but I can talk about friendships pretty much in the same way, even though, it's not the same thing, but you do project into others the same way as you would in a relationship. And a lot of times we pick these, partners that are as broken as we are, or, as toxic as we are, I can say, before we start working on ourselves, which is why it's important that no matter what you do in life, you have to make sure that you are your best version of you before you enter into a very
Mhm.
serious relationship, and in the future, hopefully, marriage. But you have to fix yourself first so things can be better and work better for you and your family.
Exactly, Nexi. And that's one of the things that, like, why I put this in the chat. Don't blame a bad or a toxic relationship for finding someone new. You know, love is out there when you heal. And a lot of times we say that there's no good people, there's no good persons out there. But when you heal what you have been attracting, sometimes you keep attracting those sort of negative, toxic, controlling people because you haven't fixed that inside of yourself. So once you fix yourself and you work on yourself and you know yourself, you would never allow yourself to choose certain things anymore. So once you heal that, then, you know, just like that, you know, you're going to discover love again. It's out there.
It is out there. And the thing is that once you start working in yourself, you start seeing potential partners as, oh no, I was there. Nope, I'm not fixing that. you,
Nope,
you
nope.
start next. You start seeing people in a different way, and you start analyzing certain behaviors that before you wouldn't even think of. Just the
Mhm.
looks, or he was nice that day, or he smells so nice, or he looks so nice. You evaluate when you're having worked on yourself people like that just based on certain looks, or things that you can like about them, not on how they act around you or around their
Mhm.
friends. So which is why it's important, to make sure that you are the like I said before, the best version of you, so that you can attract people that can complement you and not bring you down.
Exactly. See, and that's the whole thing. Hey, Miss T, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. That's the thing. It's not until you work on yourself and like admit it 100%. I can say for myself, I didn't want to admit things about myself, flaws inside of me, like learning to work on patience, self-respect, speaking up and saying when I didn't like things. You know, once you learn how to communicate how you feel, the emotions, what you're dealing with, then you can be able to be in a healthy relationship. But until you can stand up and say that, you know, I have this confidence, I have this respect in myself. Yeah, you can't be with somebody until you know how to respect yourself first.
Mm. That must have been hard for you. So perfect. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know. It's unbelievable.
How perfect I am. I know. No, it's true. Is the saddest thing, Marlene? At least for me, it was when I got told that I wasn't as perfect or as okay as I thought I was.
Oh, that's like a what did they
Like
call that hair?
lightning,
What did they call that
like
Harry Carey when you stab
yeah,
yourself in the oh
like getting hit by lightning is is that deadly when they tell you this, because you're walking around like you're somebody, right? Like you're all put together, and look at me, I'm looking nice, I'm going to school, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, so I must be perfect.
mm-hmm,
But when you're told that you're not as perfect as your little head is telling you, or the people inside your head are telling you that you are, I
mm-hmm,
feel that's the difference between um somebody else that hasn't worked on themselves, or thinks that therapy doesn't work, to somebody else that can admit that he or she is not as perfect as she thought, or he thought he was,
right,
right?
right.
That's the difference. It's how it's going to work. um I don't like the when they put those bats, um when they make therapy be like a bad thing, or that it doesn't work, or yeah, it
Yeah,
didn't work for you maybe, but don't discourage others that are trying to seek it, because it does work.
yeah, well, I'm here to tell you that I know that if I didn't go in therapy, I would not be here anymore. I was
Exactly.
I was in that desperate of a need because I started to have all these vices and my self-esteem was like this. Like not even a speck of dirt. That's how low my self-esteem was. So I know that if I didn't get the help that I got at that very moment, I would not be sitting here today. I know that for sure.
Exactly, Marlene. So, in order for us to also too, we're talking about, the breakups and why the reasons of why a lot of the relationships don't work out and we end up breaking up. But we got to also talk about what we bring into that breakup, right? The bad choices we make, or the reason why it ends there a lot of times too, is because we bring a lot of our damaged goods to the relationship as well when we haven't worked on ourselves. So, it's not just the other person, it's the combination of the two,
Yeah.
which is why I say it's important for you to be your best self, because um, you probably would have not picked this person if you had worked on you before. You probably would not married this person if you had a
Hmm.
voice and knew yourself before. So we need to think about it that way too. It's not just the other person's fault. We're not just faulting the other individual. We have to think of ourselves as well.
Right.
The part that we bring into
Yeah.
the toxic relationship, or the now it's not gonna work out relationship. Why does it always end this way? Or why do I always pick people like that
Yeah.
we end up breaking up? There must be a reason why this pattern continues. Or
Yeah.
so we have to also make sure that we're not just blaming others, that we are taking a little bit of that on ourselves too, because again, it's our choice. We chose this person,
Right.
right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad you said that. And also, Tracy in the comments said it's important to work on yourself before you get in any relationship. That's one of the things that sometimes we'll get upset when there is a breakup, and we'll say they did this, they did this, they did they. But also, and then I remember my therapist. I had her cup of coffee, and she leaned back in her chair, crossed her leg, like, and she said, but honey, but what did you do? Me? I was like, you, but, but that, and she said, yeah, I understand that, but what did you do? And it's like, oh, but I don't want to talk about that.
I got to go.
I got to go. I'm a little busy. I think we're buffering.
Even though you're in front of them. Well, that's what I said. It's the hardest thing for you to accept, is that part, Marlene, is the fact that what you're telling, this person that is helping you is gonna literally return to be thrown back on your face and say, okay, yeah, you're saying this, I'm hearing this, but what I really want to hear is the truth.
Hmm.
I don't want, I don't like what my therapist said. You know what thing I don't like? I said, what? Those chocolate covered raisins, which is what you're giving me right now. And I was thrown back like, why? Yeah, I don't like them. And it's the same thing what you're saying right now. I don't like it. That's not what it is. I'm asking you. And I bolted out of the office. I was like, whatever. I do like those raisins.
Yeah. Yeah, my therapist used to say all the time, don't tell me what I want to hear.
Mm,
Tell me what you need to do about it, because it's about the action. What did I do? You know, what did they do? And also, what did I allow?
mhm.
Mm,
There you go.
yeah, what did I allow to happen? Did you speak up? Did you tell them this? How long did you allow it?
Hmm.
It's all of those things that you have to take accountability of that part too. You can't just blame a person that you're with. You also have to say, what did I do? What did I do wrong?
Hmm.
Hmm. What did I do wrong?
It's a two-way street, as my therapist said it. You blame the other person, the other party, but you have to also think on the role that you played in allowing this to go on for so long, the role that you
Mhm.
play in minimizing the enormity of the problem at hand, ignoring it, not wanting to work, which is what you're doing right now here on my couch.
Yeah.
And I will get out of that office, Like, that smoke that you said, yeah, it will be on my feet. You
Yep.
never know what you're talking about. So stupid. Blah, 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 blah. But in reality, they're bringing out the things that you've been telling yourself for a long time, but it bothers you because somebody else sees them. That's the
Yeah.
problem. You
Yeah.
seeing it too? Like, what, am I that
No,
transparent?
you're like, no, that's invisible. My problems are invisible. No, I'm perfect. I'm what do you say? I'm quite the catch.
Yeah, but all these things we need to take into consideration, that the person we end up with is because we chose that person. We
Mhm.
already saw all of the red flags, we ignored them because we were in love. And I'm doing
Mhm.
quotations like you can see me, but we love. There you go. Thank you, Marnie. Because we love them, we are
Mhm.
in love with them, and but in reality, until you work on yourself, you really don't know what that means.
Mhm.
I went there, and if I'm stepping on any toes, please forgive me. I'm talking about me. I'm not
Yeah.
saying anybody else in the chat or anyone in the replay. I'm talking about myself. Is that you don't even know what that word means until you start loving yourself at not 150%,
Yep.
and you
You do.
see everything around you turning the beautiful golden glow of a sunset. Once you start doing that, which is my favorite, the
Mhm.
sunset, you start seeing everything, and you start questioning, why did I marry him? Why did I
Mhm.
date him?
Mhm.
Or how did I, what, it
Yeah.
doesn't
How did I
matter.
not see this?
No,
Yeah.
I saw it. Why did I ignore it for so long?
Oh
Why
yeah.
did I
That's
dismiss
true.
it for so long? Why did
Yeah.
I empower him by not speaking for so long? That's the
Mhm.
whole point. And you can start getting mad at yourself. But the more you do this work on you, is the better chances of you ending up with someone that complements you, someone that wants to be with you, wants to grow with you, wants to be a couple with you, but allows you to be your own self. Your individuality needs to be left alone. People shouldn't come into your life to try to change you.
Yeah.
And when you get married, they want to take everything. They want to take over everything. You can't do that to another human. That's unhealthy,
Yeah.
and it's unreasonable. And I don't care how many people say that they're perfectly okay with their spouses taking 100. And again, I'm stepping on toes maybe, but I'm telling you from experience that when
Yeah.
somebody wants to take over your everything and wants to be your everything, at the end you get so tired that they end up being nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they say, it's a thin line between love and hate. I'm telling you, like when, like these things that they do, like like when you just meet somebody and you're like all giddy, like everything is so cute that they do. Oh, that's cute. Everything that, and then when you start living together with them, it's not cute anymore.
You're so
You're like,
annoying. I should have
I'm
known that was
like, I
annoying.
cannot stand. You start rolling your eyes all day long, like they'll get stuck up in your head, like, oh my God, they're so annoying. But like, who is this? So it's one of those things that you can't live in like this fantasy world, like this dream world. Like, remember, you're going to be living with them, you're going to be married to them. If you see something and you don't like it now, it's not going to get better later.
Hmm. There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying is that, and I'm saying from experience, right? I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from just no from somebody else's. I'm talking about my own experience, the choices I made.
Hmm.
Yay. Thank you,
Yay.
Miss T. Thank you for
Thank
supporting
you, Miss
Marlene.
T. Thank you, Miss T. And you know what I have to do? It's panda
Yes,
time.
give realist his panda. Come
Give
on,
realist
Marlene.
your panda. Realist, this is for you.
Well, in reality, it's for Miss T, but we know that realist likes it too.
Yeah. It's for Miss T, but Realist loves the panda. So yeah.
But
Thank you so much, Miss T. I really appreciate it.
yes, very, very much appreciated. And you know, Marlene, a lot of times people don't like to bring their own experiences to light, because sometimes it's embarrassing the things that you have allowed to happen in your life. But in order for you to be able to change somebody else's life, you have to speak from your experience so that this person can see themselves in this mirror.
Mm,
You know, a lot of times is talking about somebody else's experience, somebody else's problem doesn't hit as much, or it makes a difference as if you will bring your own. You know, and I have,
right.
like I said, when I went to therapy, when I was going through my separation and everything, and my therapist asked, you know, but what did you do? What did you contribute for this to happen? And I was like, what?
And I was like,
Listen,
huh? Me?
he's at fault. He's the one who did it. He's the one who did whatever he did. It's his fault. I'm here because of him.
Yeah.
And he said, no, you know, there's a relation. Oh, I didn't know he was only in the relationship alone. I thought you were together with him. And I bolted out of
Yeah.
that office faster than you can say hello. I was gone. I was so mad. But when I
Hmm.
came down, you know, from that, because I was already upset, I started going through the chapters of my life, right? And that's when
Hmm.
I went back, and you know, I was crying. I started telling him everything and said, yeah, there's two people in a relationship. So, you know, we're gonna work now. Now we're gonna work on what happened and how we're gonna move forward with this.
Right.
But you know, we make these choices, Marlene. If we accept, if we accept a pathological liar in our lives, they're not
Hmm.
gonna change because we marry them, right? They're not gonna change because we're in a serious relationship with them. It's gonna get worse because now they got you secure with all of their lies, and you have accepted that because they know, you know, that they're lying.
They know.
And
They know.
so exactly, so when I'm not victim blaming here at all, I'm not doing that, but you know, you have this little red flags, um or when you're dating, of the certain behaviors, but you say, oh, it's because he loves me, right? It's because he loves me, he wants to
Hmm.
be look good, or he wants to protect me. What you don't understand at that point, unless you work on yourself, because those things I will not accept now that I'm older and I worked on myself, is that he's not trying to protect you. He's actually someone that you should stay away from.
He's actually trying to control you.
Yeah, exactly. And you choose just get away from it, because it's gonna get worse rather than better.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
now I understand that. I can see that. I will never go there. But before, you fall for, like, I'm in love and he loves me and it's why he's doing this. You're not thinking of, this is not normal.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're only thinking about, like the love bombing, the gifts, all of the things that they are doing, and those gifts and all of this big experience and being so sweet and nice to you is to cover up all of the major flaws in their personality. That's another thing that I learned as well. That is, oh, why did you buy me flowers? Like, do you just leave from cheating on me, or whatever? They're overcompensating for what they have done. So that's another big red flag if someone is overly nice to you. You know Something to look at, like, why are they doing this?
Yeah, exactly. And those are things like, you know, we have we're complacent at times when it comes to speaking for, like, our likes and dislikes. And we just go along with the flow, as they say, right? And allow for this to go on sometimes for longer than they need to. What we forget sometimes is that unless we speak up and unless we do something to fix it, it's not gonna get better, but it's gonna get worse.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A lot of people feel that, and I've heard this from a lot of my people, that they don't. When they say domestic,
Yeah.
um,
DB.
DA, yeah, DB. There you go, DB. Um, we they attribute that to a somebody putting their hands on you.
Mhm.
When I clarified to them that that is not it, that it begins with the person, verbally,
Yep.
not just physically. And they say, no, that's not yes, it is.
Yeah, it starts mentally. They get in
Yeah,
your
I
head
said,
first.
verbally abusing you is a part of this, and they get shocked. No,
Yeah.
it's just when they put their hands. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. If he's doing this and he's talking to you a certain way and he goes on for hours yelling at you, that's abuse. That's
Mhm.
mental and verbal abuse. And they get shocked because they had no
Yep.
idea that was that they were being abused, or that was part of being abused.
Yep.
And a lot of times, because of this different stigmas, right, or for this different beliefs, when you come from that group, you also believe that. I had to learn, Marlene, that it was a form of abuse, that it's not, that it wasn't, it was,
Yep.
because I was under that assumption as well, that it's only the physical part that you can call the police for help, or involve something else for help. No, it's not. So, I had to learn all of these things, and now I'm educating my people on this as well, because they're again, they were under the assumption that it was just physical. That's the only time you call the police. And I said, no, you call them at this point before it gets physical, because eventually it will.
Yep. You have to protect yourself. And it starts, mentally, like putting you down, talking bad about you and saying nobody would ever want you and you're ugly and all of these things, like slowly diminishing you until you have zero self esteem. And then is when they go in and put their hands on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times we go through this process alone. People have no idea what you're going through, and they're complimenting, how amazing your partner is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how good you have it, because this person is so this, is so that, and they have no idea of what's going on. Which is why we're talking about this. We bring these topics on a lot, you and I, because it
Hmm.
is important for us to give this information out to others, to empower people, men and women, because men go through this as well. And a lot of times they don't report it because they're not believed.
Yep. Or they're embarrassed.
But yeah, and they're not
Yeah, the
really.
ego.
She put her hands on you like that. I have seen police officers do that. Really, she hit you. Really, like shaming them for making that phone call.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So we have to talk about things like this, bring these topics, because we want people to be at their best with whoever
Mm.
they pick.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry that that happened to you, Miss T. She says, in my past relationships, I was told I made them put their hands on me. It was my
Oh,
fault.
I am so sorry, Miss T. I
I'm
am
so
so
sorry.
sorry. I know.
Yeah. It's not right, and that's why I'm saying it starts in the mind. They get you to be weak minded first so that they can just attack you every other way, because they know that if you're not mentally strong, it's going to affect your physical strength as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And
Exactly,
that's what
Martin.
and that's one thing that I can't stand. I'm sorry, Nexie. I didn't mean to cut you off, but one thing I can't stand is somebody who puts their hands on somebody. I mm, I can't say the words that I want to say on here, but
Yeah,
I'm
neither can
thinking
I.
a lot of colorful
Me
color,
too.
all colors of the rainbow, the spectrum.
But I'm very
Yeah.
happy, Miss T, that you got out and you were able to be here now. I'm so very, very grateful.
Mhm.
Very, very thankful to God that you made it out,
Mhm. Yeah.
because a lot
That's
of people don't.
yeah. That's one thing that we have to highlight. Like, this is not a joke, you know. I do come on, I talk about these topics. I have wonderful co-hosts like Nexi and Geo and others that choose to hit the panel and share their experiences. But it's a big deal. What we talk about on here is a big deal because it can cause somebody to be like, "Oh, I didn't know it started in the mind," like what you highlighted, Nexi, or I didn't know that I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that, or you know, when we have these conversations, it lets others know that, oh, but that's happening to me. Well, they just told me they just want to know where I am all the time. No, they just want to control you to know everywhere that you are. So it's one of those things that we have to be aware of it. And I want to have these conversations to let everybody know that you don't have to take foolishness from other people. There is always going to be somebody out there that will love you for the way that you are in your personality, and you won't have to make any changes.
Exactly. And we're trying to bring it up too, so that we can avoid the the way these things turn out sometimes. Not
Mhm.
everybody makes it out safe. But if we
Mhm.
can focus on talking about relationships and how to define them and how to pick the best person for you, is that can actually complement you. If we can avoid you getting on that other side, that's why we bring these topics. That's why we talk about this, as painful as it is, because for me it's personal. It's very painful, when it comes to these topics. And
Yeah.
I'm very happy when people make it out alive, when they're here with us now and they can talk about these topics, because
Yep.
how many have not, because of
Yep.
picking the wrong partner or
Yep.
the wrong person to be with. So we have to make sure that we're giving you the information, the best of our knowledge, right? The best way we can too, even if we make light of it sometimes, because it's easier for us to laugh a little than it is to go into a deeper dive.
Yep. It's and I have to say also to the men too as well. We are women. We're not men, so we don't know how it feels from a male perspective as well. But males don't let a woman play games with your head either, or the same things: cheat on you, disrespect you. Their respect has to be on both sides. Nobody deserves to be disrespected, cheated on, controlled, manipulated, play games with, embarrassed, used up all the money that's in the bank account and now you can't pay any of the bills because they got a gambling habit. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing any of those things. And that's why I like to do these topics and why I love to have Nexi and Geo come up and hit this panel, because the things that they say, I may not think about it, but I'm glad that Nexi does.
Mm, yeah. And it's I'm grateful, Marlene, that you give us this platform to have these discussions, because like I said, it's not always we don't always have a safe place, right, to go to. But sometimes just listening to these conversations, even if you're not proactive on the chat and if you're not in the live, but just listening later on, if you find it, and listen to it, go on and see if these patterns apply to the relationship you have. See if whatever we're talking about right now here can enlighten you, and see the person, if the person who you're with is having any of these behaviors around you. I miss my friend dearly, Marlene, every day.
Mhm.
So for me it's important to be her voice, and to empower anybody, because a lot of men are in these situations too, Marlene. A lot
Mhm.
of men get unalived by women too that are in this type of sick, relationships. So we have to make sure that, everybody is where they are supposed to be, in a healthy and happy
Yes.
relationship, and protect their money, protect everything, because abuse, again, Marlene, is not just verbal or anything. It's actually monetary as well. I've
Yeah.
had friends who have lost their house and everything because their wife has gotten a gambling problem and not paid the mortgage for months, and
Mhm.
they lose everything because of it, and they had no idea of what was going on because they were busy working to make money for that. And so we have to bring all this so that people can have awareness. Life is only lived this once as we know it. So why not leave it happily?
Yes. That's important, Nexie. It's important for us to, and another reason to do these topics as well is for, giving a new perspective. And we see it like realist just highlighted, what I was just going to refer to. We usually see it when things go wrong, when people don't get this sort of awareness, and then next thing you know, you see them on these um crime shows.
Mm-hmm.
We see them on there like it's entertainment, but mm,
It's not.
it's not something to deal with. It's so many lives that are affected, and not even to mention if there's children involved, and it gets very, very messy. So the best thing, from my personal perspective, from Marlene, I say, if you see some red flags, some signs, some things that you don't like, it's better to get out and protect yourself, your mind, your finances, your spirit, because some people, they will drain and pull everything out of you, if you let them. So
It's true. It's true.
yeah. Oh, hey Leticia, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really
Hey,
appreciate it.
Leticia. Thank you. Thank you so very much for supporting Marlene. Thank you, everybody. You guys are wonderful. And
Yes.
so, shall Realist get his panda again?
Yeah, realist will get his panda, and shout out to you,
And
Leticia. Thank you.
Leticia, that's for you too.
I love that panda. Thank you so much, Leticia. I really appreciate it.
But
Uh,
Marlene, you said something. Oh, read that comment. I actually
yeah.
like that.
Miss T says, so you try not to get emotionally involved and keep your wall up. I didn't want anyone to love me. And that's where you can go. When you get hurt like that, you can start feeling that everybody is like that toxic individual that you are with. And that's not true. They are the ones that they need help. They need a lot of help. So I'm sorry that that happened to anyone. If anybody has been in that sort of relationship where you don't feel loved, if you're disrespected, cheated on verbally, emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually abused, you don't have to stay in those sort of relationships. Respect yourself, motivators. This is why I like to do these topics, because a lot of times we'll be so desperate, so needy and wanting a relationship, that we'll just grab at anybody who gives us some attention or some time, anybody who smiles at us or gives us a compliment. And there is more to a relationship than somebody just talking a good talk. How do they treat you?
Mm,
Like, are you going to blend well and mesh together for, to be a good couple together, working for your objective? So
yeah, another one, Marlene. I've heard this before, and now that you're saying that, it's but I've been with him for so long. I already know
mm,
him. I already know her. We've been together for so long, it's normal to me now. It's I don't want to go look for something, and I'm thinking, this is normal for you. This is okay for you. Like, wow, how messed up are we, sometimes that we don't see ourselves outside of this abuse.
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole thing, is when you get so broken down and when you
Mm-hmm.
put up with it for a long time, like if you've been dating this person for a long time, or you have been in a marriage for a long time, and it's like you get so used to being put down and cut down and treated so terribly that it becomes like it's normal, and it's not. It's not normal. Nobody deserves that, man or woman. You deserve to be respected, loved, and taken care of. You should feel safe. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't feel
Understood.
like, yeah, no, it's not good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot of times we make that mistake of um not acknowledging, even when somebody tells us, hey dude, that's not normal, like, it is to me. I'm okay. That's how he is. It's not a big deal. Or that's how she is. It's not a big deal. We normalize things because
Hmm.
I feel that sometimes we're afraid of being alone,
Yep.
or we're afraid of actually looking at this person for who he or she truly is.
Hmm.
We're afraid to say, I actually pick someone like this.
Yep. And to say, I admit that I accepted that behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit too that I chose that person. That's a whole
Exactly.
other thing, being humble enough to say that I chose them. I'm at fault too. I've done wrong. I've done wrong in the relationship too. I stayed with this person. Why did I stay with this person? Why did I let them, talk to me this way? Why? And another thing is that when you stay in these relationships, a lot of times too, they will isolate you so much to where you can't even have any friendships with anybody else. They isolate you. They don't want you to have friends. They get you away from your family. They do so many wrong things that nobody wants to be around you, and that they have you exactly where they want to. So now they have all the power and all the control over you. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's not
Yeah,
good.
but the how can I put it, the acceptance of the mistake that you made. I think that's just one of the hardest things. Not
Mhm.
because of it's a mistake, it's because you have allowed it to, knowingly, that it wasn't right. You have allowed it to go on for so long. Um, we have to be able to feel safe with whoever we're with. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, it doesn't matter how successful or how unsuccessful this person is in life. If you don't feel safe, because a cage, even if it's made out of gold, still a cage, right?
Yeah.
So we
Or
have,
handcuffs.
yeah, made out of gold,
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
handcuffs.
you can't go anywhere, like you're stuck. Nope. Still not
Yes,
good.
exactly. But a lot of times they put it in their in our heads that it's because they love us, right? I'm
Mhm.
just doing this because I love you. I don't want you, I don't want anything to happen to you. And sometimes you haven't had a parent, or a family member to give you that particular love. So you go along with it because you actually feel loved. But it's not loved,
Mhm.
it's control and
Yep.
manipulation.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and
All
we
those things.
have to make sure that people don't fall into this, you know as often as they do. I wish, I could go into people's heads sometimes and clear up the clutter so they can see, or move them. Look at him, or look at her.
Yep.
This is not good for you. But, all you can be is patient. You know,
Yep.
give this person all the knowledge that you can. And please, please, no matter how much this other controlling individual pushes you away, don't do it. Don't stay away from your friend or your family member. That's
Right.
the one thing I'm very proud that this person didn't get. We never left, no matter how much he hated us or her family. We were always
Mhm.
there. And
Good.
I have that. I don't have guilt when it comes to that, because I didn't allow this person to push me away. No matter what he did, what he say, I will push it aside and be there for her, because that's the best thing you can do. Once
Yep.
you leave someone alone, completely alone in the hands of these people for whatever reason, that's it.
Yep, that's it. And I have to highlight this comment of Tracy. Yeah, us a lot of people, celebrities, they glorify the toxic relationships of other people, and just because it's on the TV screen, on your phone, on your electronic devices, and we feel like these people aren't real human beings. They're human beings. They have feelings, but it's just highlighted it a million percent because they're in this public spotlight. But it doesn't make that their relationships are healthy and good because they have money, just because they are entertainers or whatever. Toxic is toxic across all of the
Aspects.
world, all aspects. Yeah, that's the word
Hmm.
I was looking for.
I know, I know.
I was
I had
searching, I
it.
was fishing for that word. Thank you.
I had it, so I threw it out there. You come up for me so many times too, so don't worry about it. I like helping.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so much. Social media has done a lot of good, right? But at the same time, a lot of bad, because, like she said, they were glorifying it. So what
Yeah.
happens when young kids are looking at this, young boys and girls? Oh, there's school then that he's like this because he says he loves me. So if this person on TV is doing this, so it's okay for me to be in this toxic relationship.
Yep.
Or it's
Yep.
okay for me to behave that way because look at so and so. So many girls, he has so many girls, or this lady has so many guys around her. But, they cannot see past that
Yep.
celebrity status.
Yep.
So we have
And
to, at the same time that all these things are being glorified, we have to have, you know mediums like this to see the other side of that glorification, which it shouldn't be a glorification of that bad behavior.
shouldn't.
We have to make it and keep it real. And I'm always keeping it real. I don't tolerate, you know this behaviors. I have personal experience on what it does to you.
Hmm.
So I don't, and I'm always speaking out for that, because let's not glorify bad behavior.
Yeah.
Let's bring it down like a thousand notches and say that is only bad behavior,
Yep.
regardless of who it is.
And we also have to, another thing that we have to also add to when we somebody is telling us something, we can't just say, well, I've never seen that and they've never done that around me, because they're getting money or because they believe in somebody, or maybe because of cultural backgrounds. People will say, like, make it's okay, or you shouldn't
Make it work.
yeah, make it work. You shouldn't get divorced from somebody just because they're putting their hands on you. You shouldn't leave somebody. Oh, they have a lot of money. Or look how
Mm-mm.
good, attractive, they're a good looking person. Toxic is toxic. It doesn't matter how a person looks, the money that they have, that doesn't matter. When you get disrespected like that, it's never going to end, and it won't change no matter how many times somebody says, I'm sorry. When
Or
people
he
are
only
like that,
did
you
it
just
that.
have to leave them alone.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marlene. I thought you were.
It's
My
okay.
internet is lagging. I'm sorry. No, when they just did it that one time. It didn't
Mm,
happen. It has never happened again. You're still together. It will happen again.
yep. It's just a
If it
matter of
happens,
time.
exactly. If it happens once, oh, that was about 5 years ago. It doesn't matter how long it takes. If you already allowed, you know, the
Mhm.
person to put their hands on you, it's just a matter of time before they do it again. And this time it will be full force, not just
Yep.
a tap.
Yep. I hate to say it like this, but when something happens to you, especially somebody puts their hands on you, the first time it may be leave a bruise. The next time it may be with a weapon, and you may be get unalived. I don't like to say it
Exactly.
like that, but things escalate, and
They do. They
yeah,
do, Marlene. And hands is first, but you know. You can always see the patterns, and again, I don't put my hands on anybody, so I don't expect people to do that. And it's just a little bit of change from putting your hands with the bruise to unaliving you. It's just a little
Yes.
step forward. When people have that type of mentality, they don't stop.
Yeah.
They don't stop at nothing. They don't care if you have kids with them. They don't care the repercussions, the consequences that it's going to have. They're just out for their target. They don't
Right.
care. So we have to make sure that you don't allow anyone to put their hands on you. That should not be
Right.
acceptable.
Right. Um, and I'm so glad that we, covered this topic, and we're definitely going to have to come back and do a part two. Probably on Monday, I'm going to do a part two, and we're going to pick up where we left off. And we're going to head over to the members only and go into something a little bit more. But thank you guys so much for being here and covering this topic about why did you break up. Um, yeah, yeah, realist. This is real. Man or woman, get out of there.
Yes.
Yeah, yep. If they put their hands on me, even playfully or not, because I know it will continue. Yes. A very important topic. So we're gonna do it. Thank you, Nexi. And members, I'll see you at the members only. Um, thank you, Nexi and chat. And to anybody who feels unsafe in a relationship, I'm gonna put a hotline phone number for anyone who is in the United States that if you feel unsafe and you need someone to talk to, reach out to that hotline. It's there for us because we deserve to have a healthy, happy relationship, whether we are a woman or whether we are a man. So thank you, Nexi.
Thank you, and bye, everybody. See you at the members only.
Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, hey, yeah.